I'm going to cover the latest car news over the past 7 days in less than 7 minutes. If I fail though, I'm going to finish the show with this chili in my mouth. Why? Because my name is Mo, this is Behind the Wheel Rewind. Dylan, in 3, 2, 1. Get that stopwatch on. Are you about to buy a new electric car? Then I have 3 letters for you. BYD. Rewind to 5th September when this Chinese company that sells the highest number of cars in China, having dethroned VW this year and having already launched the Atto 3 a few months ago here in the UK, which quite frankly was rather ugly. But there's a new one coming to the UK. It's called the Seal and is positioned to rival the Tesla Model 3 and BMW i4, and will be coming out in just a few months here in the UK. Now, why is this significant? Well, it's the first ever Chinese saloon to make it here in the UK, and it's set to cost £44,000 for the base rear-wheel drive version and about £48,000 for the dual motor version. The rear-wheel drive version has 313 brake horsepower and will do 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds, whilst the all-wheel drive version has 530 brake horsepower and will do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. How fast is that? Well, that's a tiny bit quicker than the Porsche Taycan 4S. That's fast. The front kind of looks like the Ioniq 6, which is by no means a bad thing. But here's what's really cool. The screen rotates from landscape to portrait. Nice little party trick there. Plus, a panoramic glass roof as standard gives this car a nice airy feel inside. Expect up to 350 miles of range, but of course, with 150 kilowatt DC fast charging, that shouldn't be a problem, assuming you can find the right charger, of course. Vehicle to load comes as standard, so you can do things like use your hairdryer whilst you're waiting for the car to charge up. But what if you never had to charge your car ever again? Now, this is kind of old news, but it's news to me when I read about this. Did you know about this? So you'll be aware that the issue of charging remains to be one of the biggest things stopping people from trading in their petrol or diesel car for an EV. The lack of rapid fast chargers here in the UK, and even if you do find one, the huge cost of charging at these places is a massive turn-off. But what if, as you're driving, your car is charging at the same time? Say what? A new company by the name of Elon Road, yep, that is the company's name, believe it or not, and no, Elon has nothing to do with this. What's happened here is this company has developed a way for electric cars to charge whilst they're driving, and they're doing a pilot in Sweden. So, how does it work? Conductive charging. Have you ever played with a Scalextric set? The whole thing, as you know, works through an electric current that runs through the roads on the set. And this is the tech that underpins a potentially new way of charging your car. Prongs that pop out under the car and make contact with the road charge the car whilst it's driving, keeping the car aligned to the actual green strips on the road, whilst it IDs the car and sends a bill to that unique owner. That's pretty cool. But electric currents running through the road, is that even safe? Apparently so. The company claims that the currents will automatically stop if there's any issues or there's any sort of tampering with the kit on the road. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's in Sweden. It'll be years before we see something like this here in the UK. Well, now that you mention it, at the back end of last year, there was a pilot in Nottingham that involved taxis wirelessly charging by simply driving their car over a pad that was built into the road. The difference here though, of course, is that you will still need to stop your car and wait for the charge. I'm not quite sure what the point of this is, but there you go. And finally, let's rewind to 5th September when we got our eyes on this, the new updated Tesla Model 3. Due to go on sale next year, but would have been next month, but you know, there's a thing called Brexit. I'm not sure if you heard about it, but anyways, it looks pretty much the same as the current Model 3, but there's some changes. What are they? Well, first off, let's talk about design. New headlights at the front of the car do give it a bit of a Tesla Roadster look. There are no separate fog lights. I can literally imagine Elon in the boardroom like, all right team, I want even less stuff on this car. What can we get rid of? Hey Charlie, what were you thinking? I'm thinking we don't need as many lights on the car. Lights, yes, bring them down. Bob, what are you thinking? The vents. Yep, so there's less vents on the car. There's literally only one in the front, and this carries on inside too, and we'll get to that in just a second. Sticking to the outside of the car, not much change to the side apart from new alloy designs that start at 18 inches with the option for 19s as well. At the back of the car, yep, you guessed it, even less lightage. Just one set of lights in the back. So, what about inside then? Well, you might be forgiven for thinking, not much change here, but no. You know it's a Tesla when the newest model has even less stuff than the previous model. The stalks on the steering wheel have gone and they've been replaced with these indicator switches on the actual steering wheel. That's just stupid. Like, it's just weird. An LED strip runs through the inside, which is quite cool, and this can be personalized with whatever color you like. I've always liked how responsive the screen on a Tesla is, and it's even more responsive on this new Model 3. New materials on the inside of the car make the car feel more luxurious to drive, but it also helps with sound insulation. Oh god, time is up. Time is up. Oh my god. Let's eat this bad boy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sound insulation. Coupled with new windows, the car insulates sound even more. Which, to be fair to Tesla, they've always done a great job at. I'm sorry. At keeping sound out. So the fact that it's even more insulated now reduces the outside noise by around 30%. I'm looking forward to taking this car for a drive. Pretty much everything else is the same battery, same performance. But if you do watch the full video, but the one and only Matt Watson, just click here. Now, to prove to you, this chili's in my mouth still. Sure. Swallowed. And swallowed.